Yeah.
Oh, why must you do that? Okay, right, okay. What I wanted to talk about mainly was how it's so weird because you're wearing the exact same thing.
What?
And I've literally just changed clothes.
Don't watch that.
It's fine. I look better than you. You know, everyone.
Nah, you're literally the extraordinaire. There was one comment that was like, what was the comment? I can't even remember. It was something like, I like Ian Manwell's clothes or something. I was like, cool, you change. I'm calm, bro.
Fine. But
yeah, I'm calm.
Yeah, what I was saying was like, how has Nigeria impacted your relationship with your parents?
Ooh.
In terms of like now we're back and you know we're doing what we do, you know, we're making money, we're doing our own thing, you know. Obviously, growing older because I got back at, I don't know what
you
age
got back later than me. Yeah,
15,
I got back like 13,
16 years
14.
old. Yeah. So 15, 16 years old for me. But obviously, over that period of time, you've grown as well. So how has your experience impacted how you interact with your parents? Both positive and negative.
So before my household, between when I popped out and 18 was very strict. So...
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah. So even before I went Nige, I felt like the relationship was very top down. It was traditional Nigerian household. You don't talk. You don't fight back. You don't argue. You do as you're told. If you misbehave at school, you get slapped up. There was one time I got slapped in. When did I get slapped? I got slapped in like reception. My ego. I don't even know what ego was at that age, but my ego was bruised that day because I can't remember what I did. My Marge.
Is she gonna get angry when you say this?
What, that she slapped me? Yes. Who's no? Nothing's gonna happen now.
Okay.
Bro, she did it publicly. How can you slap me in public?
Hey, tell me.
In front of the class.
In front of the...
What, is it still playing?
You pause it, dumb. Oh, shit. It's fine. Positive energy. All right, here we go.
Yeah, continue.
So wait, is she gonna get angry by you saying this?
Why the heck would my mum get angry when she slapped me in public? Like, she dropped me off at reception. You know, like when everyone stays down, you walk in, you get slapped. And then I got left. My mum left. Yeah, but...
And you went into school crying.
Bro, in the class. I was what? 5, 6.
Oh my God.
I was young, fam.
Oh my God.
I was a boy. You know, when you're young, you don't even have that thing of... Yeah, you're not think you know. Yeah, at that age, I hadn't got to that age where I could firm stuff like that. But yeah, up until I went Nige, it was very top down as a normal Yoruba household would be.
Of course, naturally.
And then I think going to Nigeria, how do I say this? Going to Nigeria, in a way, almost delayed the relationship. And I say that because I feel like the relationship that I have with my parents today is much more diplomatic. But I think that it would have been diplomatic earlier had I not gone to Nigeria. So I went to Nigeria for 3 years.
You still feel like the final outcome now would still be the same?
Final outcome now would have been the same, or maybe today I'd have been even closer to my parents. And I'll explain why. Yeah. So I went from like 10 to 13. Essentially, the relationship probably changed a tad bit the same. Yeah. It was different because now I'm a completely different person coming back. Up until secondary school, college, up until like 17, it was basically the same thing. Like you don't chat shit, you don't misbehave, you don't talk back, or you get effed up. And then at 17, I feel like when I was younger, I was a pussy. And when I got to 17, something clicked. Yeah. Because there were things I felt sometimes I would be treated unfairly. Yes. Which is normal as the eldest kid.
I was there for some of those.
Which is, exactly. Yeah, we'll get to that. Which is normal as the eldest kid because you're the eldest kid. You get treated the worst anyway. But there was times when like my mum would tell my sister to like wash meat. Or my dad to wash meat, to wash the chicken.
Okay.
Because she wanted to cook it. Yeah. My sister would either say no, she'll be like, I don't want to wash it. My mum would come to me. And I'll be like, so you can come to me.
But then if you're like, nah, then she'll get mad.
Then she'll basically, yeah. So I up until a certain point, I didn't even say anything. Yeah. But then when I got to like 17, 18, I started to talk back because I realized a lot of, this is not my parents' fault. This is how they were raised.
Yeah.
But they were very strict and overprotective of me, which meant that even at 17, 18...
naturally so parents are with their children.
They are, but bro, I've been shipped for 3 years. I've come back. I'm not a bad kid. Like, even if you gave me all the freedom in the world when I came back from Nigeria, I wouldn't still be a bad kid.
Yeah.
Like, I'd probably go out, maybe go to like under 18 raves and stuff, but I would never get up to anything illegal because that was the decision I'd made and I'd been consistent with that.
Of course.
Anyway. Yeah. But when I got to 17, 18, there was a time I was 18 and I came back from Emerson's house.
Okay.
It was like 8 o'clock.
Shout out Emerson.
Yeah, shout out Emerson. And it was like 8 o'clock and my mum cussed me out. It was summer. It wasn't sunset yet.
8 o'clock?
8 o'clock. I was 18. 1, 8. And after that, I said, fuck this. I said, fuck this. And that was literally almost the transition of realize that was where I got to the point where I realized, in my opinion, if I don't rebel against my parents, they're never going to respect me. They're never going to respect me because... I
recall you saying that.
Yeah. They're never going to respect me because they don't see that in a way I've got the strength to make my own decisions. Because everything at that point was dictated by them. If I'm keeping it a buck. Bro, there was times I come home from athletics at 17 and my parents will complain. Athletics. Yeah. This is something I've gone to after college. I used to leave business class to go athletics.
I remember.
I'll come home and my parents would be complaining that I got home. And I thought to myself, this is just you being overprotective. This is not something that you can justify
it's not
at
like,
that age.
It's not like I've done something wrong.
I haven't done anything wrong
it's
for
like
you to say stay at
you're
home.
just getting mad for the sake of getting mad.
For the sake of being overprotective, which is probably maybe how they were raised. So there was a point I was 18, I'd just go out and come back anytime. And there was probably a period of time where my parents and I maybe didn't communicate as properly. So I dropped out of uni, for example. I dropped out and the first time, what did I do? I dropped out of uni twice, did it? I think I messaged my parents both times. Yeah. I didn't call them. I didn't have a conversation with them about it. Yeah. I didn't ask for their advice because I was like, I already know your perspective.
You know what I want.
Yeah, I know what I want. And right now, I have to go on this raggle tip because otherwise, there's just not going to be respect in the household. So there's definitely a period of time where maybe my parents and I didn't communicate. And why I say maybe that would have happened earlier, that would have essentially happened earlier if I didn't go to Nigeria. Because this is 3 years where I'm essentially away from the household.
What's funny, I recall in college, particularly near the end, you used to make these comments about, what's the point in going to uni? You know what? A part of me almost knew you were going to drop out.
Yeah.
But I think a part of me almost knew you wanted, or if you did go, you would want to drop out. But at the time, I didn't know if you were brave enough because of your parents.
100%.
You see what I mean? Because it was almost like if your parents didn't have a say, you wouldn't go to uni.
Yeah, I wouldn't go. The only reason I went, the only reason I probably went to university was because there were no alternatives. Yeah. So I'd heard of like apprenticeships and all of that, but no one ever said, yo, like you can actually apply for one and go. And my parents were like, no, the path for you is you go to university, you come out and the girls all over you and then you get married. That was what the route always was. But yeah, over the years, the relationship has definitely changed. But I feel like that has happened because there's been a lot of back and forth and conflict, which is necessary in any relationship. Like sometimes you need to sit down and have conversations or have arguments or disagreements, particularly in a Nigerian household. And I say that because this is my assumption. Many Nigerian parents are not diplomatic. They come with a raggo approach anyway. And I feel like part of that comes from Yoruba culture because sometimes all they understand is madness. Yeah. So for me at 18, 19, it was like, okay, you don't want me to leave and I can't come back at 8 without there being an issue. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out and I'm going to come back whatever time that I want. Yeah. But I feel like that opened the doors to a much more constructive relationship with my parents. Now, for example, my mom and I could probably talk about sex. or we could even mention it. Oh, these people are having sex.
Yeah.
Whereas I couldn't do that at a young age. There was a time, if you recall, when we were at college, you came to my house with Mary. Shout out Mary.
Shout out Mary.
I know whether we're lying. We were revising.
Yeah.
Right, we were revising.
I remember. Yeah.
And my mum came home. Mum sent me a text. Oh, ask them to leave.
Home,
I want
said,
my space. All of that. When you lot left, my mum was shouting at me, insinuating that I had done something with Mary. Or that we had done something with Mary.
And I'm thinking, imagine we had done something with Mary.
You can see the textbooks.
Yeah, from then I knew your mum was another there. Obviously, I love Auntie. Now Auntie's my G.
100%.
That's my G.
100%.
But Auntie definitely built a reputation for herself.
Yes,
from that experience.
Very assertive.
She definitely built a reputation for herself from then.
Yeah.
From our perspective as well. You know what? It's almost being really overprotective. Obviously, you're the oldest child, but you have sisters.
100%.
I'm an only child. So very different, for me. And for some reason, there's been this theme or assumption that people have that I'm spoiled, which I'm far. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm far from it because when people mention, "Oh, you're probably spoiled because you're an only child," I'm like, "Spoiled? I wish." Like, you know, it was never the case for me.
You got the opposite. You got shipped.
Yeah, I definitely got the opposite. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, my mum loved me and all of that.
100%.
But she never spoiled me, and like pretty much everything I had today, I've had to work for it or make mistakes to make my to correct it. In terms of our relationship, it definitely has been a hard one, but as a certified relationship expert,
I keep chatting shit.
As a certified relationship expert, I was really clear and I had a clear understanding of where our relationship went wrong at certain stages, because obviously coming back from uni, for my case, it's very different because majority of teenagers go through puberty and change between that 12
to
16, 17, right? All those years, I wasn't there. I was in Nigeria.
You basically come back completely.
So it's like
different.
I've gone and I've come back, but maybe visited for 6 weeks. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, and she might not agree, she's not seen, at that stage when I got back at 16, she didn't know me.
100%, I agree with that.
She didn't know me. And that's just the reality because, yes, you saw me for 6 weeks, but 6 weeks out of 365 days,
it does,
it's not a thing. So when I got back, she didn't know me. So clearly, a lot of my perspectives on different things have changed. How I do things have changed. Now, it might not be to her liking, but it's different, And so, particularly when I got back and it was college time, there was so many things that it was almost like it became, go and do this, go and do that, go and do this.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where I was like, I don't want to do it. Like,
Fam, you've been on your own for years.
Yeah,
fam.
I've been on my own for years.
Basically.
So now we are together all the time. And you're telling me what to do. Don't get me wrong. My mum can tell me what to do.
100%.
Fine. But now at that stage and at that age where now I want to do things myself, whether or not I get it wrong or right, that's the point. And I know parents want to stop their children from making mistakes. But at the same time, we have to make mistakes to learn.
100%. And because you've come from an environment where essentially you've been
do
thrown. Yeah,
myself.
you've literally been thrown like swim. That's basically essentially what it is.
Yeah, too bad. I can't.
Yeah, so you can't now. Let me pick you up now. Yeah, now that you've come back.
Exactly. And bless her, obviously she's just trying to be a mother. But at the same time, I think she didn't really take time to understand some of the changes I have gone through and me just being a bit different, different in terms of like me wanting to do things differently or not, maybe not washing the clothes the way she would normally wash it or watching the show she would normally want to watch. You understand what I mean? I do recall the funniest thing ever because it's hilarious. Obviously, I came to college and in college, obviously, it's norm to call your teachers by their first name. It's like, whatever. And so then I remember coming back home and I'm telling my mum that, Francesca had asked me to do this. Well, she was like, who's Francesca? And I was like, oh, my business teacher. She's like, you should call her Ma or Miss or, And I was thinking, huh? What are you talking about? Like, obviously, naturally, I'm like, I'm going to look mad if every single, bear in mind, I'm just coming back from Nigeria. I'm going to look mad if every single person
is calling the teacher
by their first name. And then I'm like, oh, Ma. And then standing up to answer a question, get out of here, man. And I was like, I think I told her, yeah, cool. But obviously, in college,
you couldn't about first,
It was so bad, even when I went to enroll, because obviously I got back to I didn't start applying for college till September.
Okay.
So all the colleges were full. So
yeah.
obviously, the only college that was accepting everyone. Shout out Crossways.
Crossways gave a lot of people from the hood opportunities. Shout out Crossways College.
Everyone that got kicked out of Christ the King, SFX. What's that one? Orpington. They all went to Crossways.
Yes,
Crossways was a dumping ground for all those children. Bless Crossways. It was an excellent experience.
Shout out to Crossways. Shout out to Vereen. Shout out to all the teachers that helped us.
I knew that college was downhill when this guy came through and just banged Vereen.
Yeah. Someone was telling me about that. I can't remember,
on Saturday, we mentioned it on Saturday,
Bang the principal!
Like literally, that place was Nigeria, just a British version, basically.
We did that in Nigeria,
we had more Asian people than white people. We had more predominantly black people.
Yeah.
But then you had more of other races than white people there.
Yes, I agree.
And that just showed the college. But my point is, when I went to enroll for college, she obviously came with me. But then in her mind, she was like, all right, you're going to do maths, English, business. So she had like 5 things for me to do. And
A-levels?
She had like 5 things for me to do. And I was literally like, I don't want to do maths. I hate maths, in fact. And I don't want to do English. She's like, she wants me to be an accountant. And then it changed. It was a doctor initially. Then it was an aeronautic engineer. Really specific as well, right? And I was like, all right, cool, mate. And then obviously it was business. So I ended up doing business and economics and that, stuff. But it fizzled down. And I remember when it got to the end of first year of college and our economics entire course was a joke. Our teacher was a mess. She was a mess. She was mad.
Yeah.
And Francesca said that none of us are going to take the exam. So we just have to opt out. And I was like, fine. I was happy to not take it in, was it December exams or January?
I think it was December or January.
January. So the first exams, but take it all at the end, right? And I was happy with that. So I told my mum, I was like, no, you're going to do it. Da. She was like, how dare you? You need to go and revise it. She was basically telling me off for saying I'm not going to do the thing. And Francesca had to call her to be like, the teaching wasn't up to standard. But the fact that she didn't believe me, which was the reality of the fact. And it was like, I wanted to get out of doing an exam. Yes, I hate exams. Naturally so. But I'm not going to get out of doing an exam. And by this point, I know about education. I know what I need to do. Do you know what I mean? It was just that particular exam was a mess. It's almost one of those experiences that when you think about it, you can see, I could spot all the signs of listen to what I'm saying, because sometimes you want to be like, stop it. I'm grown up. Because she used to use this thing, right? Whenever we got into disagreements, it would be, so particularly when I was 17, she'd be like, so you're a big boy now, And then in my head, obviously I'm not saying, I am, because I'm 16, 17, which, to be honest, I'm grown.
But you're just saying you can make some decisions.
At the age of like 22, 23, when she would use that, be like, yes, I am older now. I'm grown. I'm a big boy. Yes.
My dad would be like, so I can't talk to you? That's what my dad said once. I can't talk to you now?
Yeah, but, bless her. And obviously, it has been a thing. And unfortunately, Nigerian parents don't generally acknowledge when they've done something wrong.
Yes.
Majority of the time.
Yeah.
And it's not that she's done anything wrong or our parents have done anything wrong. It's more that they're not willing to open their eyes to see the changes. Do you understand? So I think it was almost respecting the fact that, right, he's gonna make his own decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've made crazy decisions
100%.
about money, all of that.
Yeah.
I've made the maddest decisions ever. But, and yes, my mum has been there to help me, not pay for anything, but in terms of to advise me and do that
100%.
stuff. Of course. But I've had to make those mistakes to be able to know, don't do that shit again. Do you understand what I mean? Unfortunately, some people fall back there. For my case, it wasn't that. I didn't fall back there. Do you see what I mean? And I think when it gets to that particular stage, but bear in mind, me and my mum can talk about anything. Me and my mum can talk about anything. Today, and even during the difficult times, we could talk about anything. When basically me and my mum are gossips. We will gossip about everybody. Okay? We will talk about everybody. Oh, did you know? Oh, you won't believe what Richard said. Oh, da-da-da-da-da. We even sat down and watched fucking Blue Therapy together. She sent it to me. She sent it to me. And I was like, how'd you... She said, oh, someone sent me the clip. And I put it up for her. She was cussing them out. She was literally like, he's a stupid boy. He's a stupid boy. Look at him. He's arrogant. Da-da-da-da. Arrogant. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, come on, love. Like, you know what I mean? But it's always great to have that. But a key with, I would say, for majority of the children that get moved to Nigeria... and come back and have conflicts, and not even kids that get moved to Nigeria. Generally, as you've got older, and if your parents find it hard to accept that, you're grown up, and if your parents find it hard to accept that you make decisions yourself, you know,
there's going to be a clash.
The best thing is distance.
I agree.
Distance in terms of when I hit college, when I hit university, we got along so well. But because we weren't under each other's nose all the time. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? When we're under each other's space, you're bound to clash with anybody. You hated me for a period during pandemic.
Did I?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you hated me.
I didn't hate you.
But you didn't hate, but you know what I mean? But there are things that people will do that will jar your spirit. I think you've gotten to know me and you've tolerated me for these years. You almost just get with the program. Or just
I just had a million things on my mind. I needed space, and you were just there. I was like, bruv, why?
All right, then I won't come to your yard next time. It's fine.
I'm not saying that.
Well, to be honest, I'm going to come regardless.
Yeah, you're going to come anyway. You're still going to piss me off anyway.
Because your parents love me and, you know, your sisters love me.
So look at you using your privilege.
Yeah, of course. But, you know, distance, university definitely created that rebuild of our relationship. Yeah. Obviously then coming back was a bit of a different story, but you know, but we're definitely like better and there is no problems. Yeah, parents get you do things wrong. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, when you're under each other's nose for too long, particularly when you get into the 18, 19 years old time, brethren, yeah, you need to start.
Nah, I feel you.
Patting it up, but yeah.
Yeah, what helped with me? I think it was just having those disagreements.
Yeah. You know, I would say with what I've experienced from and you can tell me about me, you know, what I've experienced with your dynamic, and I've seen a lot of the change over the years from when it was super, super strict and when we used to do work experience at your dad's
office. Yeah.
And even from like, I think you got like an A or a B or something.
And my dad was like, why didn't you get A star?
Like, when you get A star. And he wasn't even joking. That's the bit that got me. Yeah. It was like, I got a C.
Yeah. I think it was like a B in his. I can't even remember, but yeah. I've actually explained to him why. I've explained to him why it's not right. Not why it's not, because there was a situation that happened with my sister where my sister I think she got a certain grade, and my dad was like, why didn't you get a high grade? And I was like, look, you don't, in that moment, your child is coming to you for congratulations. Yeah. It's like, it's like when a kid says, like, you know, it's like sometimes a kid will be like, I've done this. Yeah. They're expecting a clap.
No, because you know what? And I 100% agree with that, because even me now as a teacher, my mum wouldn't take some of the things that the kids in my class, you know,
do
present me, but you have to as a parent as well, even though I'm not a parent, I'm, close enough.
Yeah. Let's not. I like our parents.
Yeah, but it's almost like the smallest thing is an achievement for that child.
Them. Yeah.
So for you to be like, yeah, that B wasn't good enough.
Yeah, you're just putting the child down.
Now if the person failed, try harder next time. Because that person's not gonna be happy about the fail.
100%. Bruv, if you failed an exam, at the back of your head, you failed your exam.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? For the most part, if you're a responsible child or person, that, cool, I've shagged myself, I need to fix up.
Yeah.
So more time, you don't need to be thrown back in the mud. Again, obviously, if my kid got an F, I won't lie, and I've told the kid to go study, revise, all of that. I'm gonna cuss the kid out. But if they've got a grade that shows progress or potential, I'm not gonna be like, why didn't you get A? Like it's about saying, cool, how do we now work together to make sure you achieve that? But that's how a lot of our parents were raised, isn't it? And I think that we living in the United Kingdom have almost some sort of privilege in the sense that we're almost exposed to a different way of life. That means we're able to be more critical about the relationships we have.
Yes.
In a way that maybe our parents didn't have.
Yeah, especially when you're a certified relationship expert like myself.
Shut up, bruv. No one's asking about your certification.
All right.
But anyway,
especially when you're a certified relationship expert like myself, it's really good for you to be able to identify the issues in a relationship. You know what? I fucking need to be. That Denise lady on that blue therapy thing. That needs to be me.
The therapist.
That needs to be me because she didn't do a very good job.
Hit up what's his name? Andy.
Yeah, that needs to be me because, as a certified relationship expert, I feel like I'll be able to give sound advice to those people. But can I...
Shit.
I digress.
Yeah, digress.
But, can I ask a question? Well, clearly, you don't dress well.
Yeah,
but have your parents ever criticized things that you buy? Oh, here's a good one. Yes. Sorry, I had something in my head then.
Not really, nah. To be honest, I don't. No, it's not that I don't talk to my parents about my purchases. If they ask, I've one of the things that I realized, especially when growing up, was honesty with my parents. Obviously, I don't tell my parents everything, but being transparent was going to be good in getting the relationship to where maybe I felt I needed it to be, especially coming back from
100% understand transparency.
Yeah, but that if my parents asked me how much was this, I'll let them know. Like my dad is old school Nigerian, isn't it? So my dad, you tell my dad, I spent £60 on these trainers. His first thing would be like, £60?
Do you know what I can buy with £60?
Yeah, you know what I can buy with £60? He's in his head, he's realistic. He knows like stuff costs money, but that would just be his reaction. But now I wouldn't say they criticize.
Okay, my situation was different. I won't say she criticizes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I understand transparency, but if I tell her how much my trainers are...
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
She will have a heart attack.
I wouldn't advise that decision, bro.
And, what's so funny is that it started from college. This is part of the
trainers.
No,
the
not
trainer
even
addiction.
the trainer addiction didn't start from addiction. Okay. The trainer addiction didn't start from college. That started in God University when I got a job, basically.
Oh yeah.
But she used to open my letters. My mum used to.
My mum used to do the same as well.
That shit pissed me off.
Privacy, innit? As in,
it's not even
you
privacy.
don't have that privacy.
The thing is that it's not even privacy for me. It's more
respect.
Respect the fact that my name is on it. Do you see what? I know they don't care about that. Do you understand what I mean?
That age, bro.
But if I was to go and open her check.
Yeah, but that's different because the dynamic in a traditional Nigerian household is paternalistic. It's like what I can do, you cannot do it. I'll slap you and you don't.
I wish you would. I wish you would.
I wish you would.
Oh God! But you know what's funny is like I remember we had so many disagreements about that letter business. And it's almost like, and so there was a point where I think we had gone to, it wasn't even me and you, maybe me and Mary or something. We had gone to Stratford and we bought some Chinese at a stupid Chinese shop where I don't think it exists anymore. It was called Sticky Rice, which is so random, right? And then she's gonna open my bank statement. By this point, I used to work at Top Man.
Okay.
She's going to open my bank statement to see how much I was getting paid, but then what I was spending my money on. And she's like, you went to go and buy sticky rice. You went to go and buy... I was like, you wouldn't know that. Not that I was keeping it a secret because I ate that sticky rice
at home. Yeah.
So, but the fact that you had to go into my thing then she tried to say, I had to give my
What, your first salary?
My first salary, which I get to an extent, but nah.
I don't get that, bro.
I don't get that. No, because I was like, first of all, I'm making college 8 hours. How much did I make? 200 and
I made like 3 bills in my first job at Tesco. No way I was giving away that.
And I'm like, huh? She's like, it's the church. And I was like, that's not church for me, man. That's tradition. There's nothing to do with church. I don't see it there.
Where in the Bible does it say you must give your first salary to your parents?
No, they don't say that anyway. I was like, I don't understand that. I didn't understand that. So those things, and because I rebelled against those things, it made things so much more harder. And she thought she was smart. All my bank statements became online.
Digital.
Please. There was no letter coming to that house.
Yeah.
Try me.
There
was no letter coming to that house.
I feel like a lot of the I wouldn't call it conflicts. The disagreements that we've had with our parents have resulted in more fruitful relationships.
Yes.
Like you have to have. Sometimes the what's that statement? Sometimes the end justifies the means, or sometimes the means justifies the ends. I don't know which one it is. But sometimes those disagreements are necessary because they show your parents that you have your own mind and way of thinking, which subconsciously they sometimes don't realize. They just see you as a kid.
Yeah. I almost feel like it's natural to them for them to see you as that kid.
100%, you're always going to be their baby.
Especially when you've been shipped, because they've not seen you for that period. So it's just like, my child.
That's my son, why I said it not put back the relationship, but it took maybe longer to get to where we are today.
Yeah. I can agree with that. But your mom has definitely made the biggest transformation.
Do you know what it is? I think my parents have always been wavy. I just couldn't see that growing up.
Yes,
because now that I think of it, my parents were young once. My parents are very cool. Like you know that yourself when you sit down.
100%.
But because of that,
I prefer talking to your mum than you, to be honest.
Yeah, which has come with me.
Yeah.
But growing up, because of the relationship dynamic, I didn't see how wavy my parents were. Yeah. My parents are. So sometimes I'll be hearing my dad and my mum going back and forth. I'll be laughing to their banter. Because they're actually funny, they're actually wavy.
Yeah. But there's certain things my mum I almost feel like, obviously, I can dress a little bit and I know a bit about
I'll give you that, bro. I
think I get that shit from my mum, Because literally, that woman, she loves to take care of herself. She will buy herself something nice.
Self-care.
She'll be like, I'm spoiling myself today.
Self-care.
I'm like, I remember she was going to a party. I walked into the house. She had this whole designer yellow, thing. And I was like, you wearing this? She said, I'm wearing it to the party. And I was like, let me guess, you're going to spray that Versace perfume. She was like, how did you know?
Self-care, people. Self-care. Of course. Self-care. Take care of yourself.
And you won't even believe that woman. You won't even believe that my mum is 58 years old. And when you see her, you think she's in her 30s or 40s. That's
Shout out to Margie.
Shout out to my mum.
Shout out to Margie.
Love you.
Love you too.
Tell her you love her, innit?
Love you too, Marge. I love you too. Actual mum and dad.
Of course. Oh my gosh. Your mum and dad, they're
they're your dogs.
Yeah, man.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
give me your house keys. You can come and live in my yard.
I would rather live in your yard.
Yeah, give me your house keys.
Yeah, you can go.
All right, cool. Come.
Okay, peace.
Yeah, all right. Bro, we've gone off on so many tangents.
What were we actually talking about?
We were talking about how Nige has impacted our relationships. We didn't actually talk about how it's impacted our relationships, but
but in terms of independence, it definitely did.
Yes,
sort of.
It definitely affected me because it meant I didn't have conversations or didn't talk to my parents about stuff that maybe I should have because they had obviously more wisdom.
I'm not going to go into that
because I just didn't feel like I could talk to them, or I was just like, I'll sort it out myself.
I think, unfortunately, with the hyper independence, there's so many things that we could have reached out to our parents
about.
Yeah.
So there's
But
stuff
then,
that we probably
I think
did wrong.
is it two-edged sword?
Two-edged sword. Double-edged sword.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, as children, in our minds, if we were to reach out, would they see it as something trivial? Maybe we would automatically assume they're going to see it as something trivial because you're just a child.
And not even that it's trivial. Sometimes there's probably things that happened when I was younger that I didn't go to my parents about because I thought that they would be angry at me because of the way that the relationship was. So there's almost this fear of, I don't even want to chat to you about this because what I want, I'm not going to get it.
Yeah.
So I knew when it came to dropping out of uni, again, maybe it's an assumption, but my assumption was if I go to my dad, he's just going to be like, stay in university. Stay. You can't drop out. I didn't ever feel like that could be a conversation that we could sit down and have.
Even speaking about uni, I didn't obviously drop out of uni.
Yeah.
But, just burped. But,
So good
she was not happy at the fact that I studied music.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so that whole
what
thing.
What did your mum want you to study?
Something other than music.
Aeronautical engineering.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think she registered that I was doing business studies.
Yeah,
business
but they just heard the music.
But she just heard the music. So it was definitely a battle between us.
What was that?
Yeah, it was definitely a battle between us in terms of, studying music and that sort of thing. And it was, but I think she eventually got with it because once I started to do quite well in music and, and progress a lot in music, she would then be like, oh, this is a song my son made, or this is, he's producing this, or you're filming this, So she was then more open to it. I do feel like I got to a point that, particularly for church reasons, maybe you don't, but for me, it was a point. I always felt like I was going to church just because my mom was going to church.
Fair
Not
play.
that I don't like to go to church now.
Yeah. We've got 3 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Wrap up,
Not that I don't like to go to church now, but I'm just saying the church we went to, I was just going for my marge.
Oh, no, that makes... Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I thought you were going to say something wild.
Oh, no. God, no. Oh, no, I couldn't. The next episode, if you want me to. If you want me to, I can say in the next episode. No?
Nah. Wait, say what?
Everything. About...
We are going to frame it in a way that is intrinsically linked to us being shipped. That's what we're going to do. But finish your statement. Finish what you were saying.
So, yeah, but once I leveled up, I was able to leave. To be honest, leaving that church, wasn't a big thing, to be honest. When I left the Nigerian construction of a church.
Yes.
Do you see what I mean? It wasn't actually a big thing because it was almost like I need to find a church that
actually works for you.
Yeah.
I felt the same.
That wasn't the biggest thing. But I do feel like being shipped has definitely contributed and also hindered aspects of our relationship with our parents.
Yes.
But on the whole, we love our parents.
On the whole, we love our parents.
We have excellent relationships. But I almost feel like those things had to happen.
Yeah, and I appreciate going to Nigeria. My mum actually said that she didn't want me, that she would... not that she regrets.
I appreciate going
but
to
essentially
Nigeria,
that she wouldn't send me to Nige if she had the choice again, which is another conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate going to Nigeria, man. It's made me who I am today. So I genuinely can't complain.
It has contributed to who I am today.
Yeah,
but,
so you have to appreciate it.
I'm almost perfect. It's like literally God and Jesus and then me. It's like,
Yeah.
I was going to say something really bad. I was going to be like...
Don't say it.
Okay.
Don't say it. Don't say it. That's the end of the podcast.
We'll just end it there. We'll end it there.
Have a great day, everyone. Okay. Thanks for watching.
Peace to the Middle East.
Like, subscribe.
Oh, God, yeah. We never do that stuff.
Nah, we don't.
Make sure you follow me on _the Manny.
Just follow shipped_podcast on Instagram, TikTok.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I would even appreciate negative comments if you want to.
What else was I gonna say? If there's anything that you would like to hear from us, or that you would like to ask us about, or any questions that you think that we could address about getting shipped, please let us know. One love, peace, God bless.